Hello and welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. We're doing a 3 for 3 at least today, maybe more. Exciting videos. Just got back a nice group submission that I did for my cards. I sent football, baseball, wrestling, NASCAR racing, and also I have a president's autographed cut signature slab by Beckett Authentication, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and go over these one by one. We're going to hopefully have a little story about these. All the sports ones that I can remember are all Hall of Fame rookie cards. The first one is the Charlie Taylor 1965 rookie card. I believe I got this signed at a private signing. Charlie Taylor played in Washington. I think that's the only team he played for. But this is the 1965. Nice autograph there. He signed it, put Hall of Fame 84 on there. So kind of a real nice signature of a NFL legendary wide receiver. The second is Carl Eller of the Purple People Eaters. This is also a 1965 Philadelphia Hall of Famer. The interesting thing is that when you had the AFL and the NFL in the early 60s, the Fleer did the AFL, Tops did the NFL. But then there was kind of a switch. The AFL got done by Tops, and then Philadelphia for 4 years did the NFL from 64, 65, 66, 67, and 68. Tops did both the NFL and AFL. So right there, Carl Eller. Now we're going to go to baseball. I have a 1969 Raleigh Fingers. And kind of an interesting story about this card, I think, is I always kind of like checking out the history of the other guys on this card. And I believe the guy, Larry Burchard, is a college baseball Hall of Famer. He pitched 1 year, I believe, and was basically threw out his arm and he was done. But so you have a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer and a college baseball Hall of Famer. But this is the 1969 Rookie Stars, and that's Raleigh Fingers, who, as a relief pitcher in 1981, 82, won the MVP of the league as a relief pitcher. Not many have done that. I think only one other one, Willie Hernandez, won it in 84 for the Tigers. Raleigh Fingers. The next card is a 1978 Eddie Murray. To get his autograph is not cheap. He gets $80. He's been getting $80 all the time. He's kind of like Ricky Henderson. Ricky's $100 no matter what time of year it is. But this was a real nice Eddie Murray rookie that I got. Always liked Eddie Murray as a kid. I also like the fact that it has the trophy on it. But one of the best switch hitting power hitters that there ever was, maybe behind, could you say maybe Mickey Mantle, was Eddie Murray. He had a long career, played for the Dodgers, the Orioles, the Indians. He kind of stuck around for a few years, kind of padded his stats, but just a great switch hitter he was. The next card, I'm going to kind of tell a little story. When I was a kid, I always wanted this guy's autograph, but it was always said that if you approached him at the stadium, he was not a nice person. Let's just put it that way. And there was always stories that kids would send him cards to sign, and he would rip them up and put them in the envelopes. Don't know how true that was. So I was able to get his rookie card, and somebody had a signing, but it's Steve Carlton, who you could say in the last 50 years, either him or Randy Johnson were the best left-handed pitchers of all time. Carlton seemed like more of a finesse pitcher, where Randy Johnson was more of a power pitcher. Steve Carlton, he kind of went from the Cardinals, then traded to Phillies, where he had his great years. I think he played for the Indians too, maybe the White Sox. but I was really happy to get this and just getting it slabbed. The next guy was also considered not very nice at the stadiums, and I actually have a story about him. Jim Rice rookie card, 1975, and got that card signed. He signs for like $5 or $10 through the mail. I can't remember which. So, but he was not really known as a fan-friendly kind of guy. And I went to Fenway as a kid. A friend of mine, we hitchhiked to Newton, took the T from Newton, and it led out right there behind Fenway. And after the game, we kind of ran to the back where we knew the players left, and Jim Rice was getting out, and I saw people trying to get his autograph. He walked right by him, and in a ballsy kind of move, I actually stood in front of the taxi door in front of the taxi that was waiting for him. So he literally had to sign my card or push a little kid out of the way. So I was able to get his autograph. I still have the card somewhere. It's a very rushed autograph, but it's a great story that I actually got Jim Rice to sign something for me outside of Fenway Park. So the next two I got is these cards used to be relatively cheap. The Richard Petty 1988 Max. I've been working on this 88 Max set. I know I have talked about it verbatim about if you're going to a racing set signed, the 88 Max is the set to do it. One, it's still fairly reasonable in price. And two, it's pretty much considered the rookie cards of all these guys. Now, Petty had a card in 1972, an STP card, but it was only given out at like, it wasn't AutoZone, but we'll just say AutoZones. So it's not really considered a true mainstream card. But the 88 set is, like I said, considered the first card for a lot of these guys and still can be picked up at a good price. I used to be able to pick up the Richard Petty had 3 cards in here. He had this card and 2 cards of his race car. And usually used to be able to get those for about $10 shipped, $8 shipped. Now this card signed and slab goes for about $100. So, and I've got a few of these because I'm not a huge racing fan at all. But I think Richard Petty's just a great. Here's my other one. Is just a great card to have. He's got a beautiful, perfect signature. You can read it. He uses this funky white paint pen kind of deal. I've actually thought about sending him. I have a card of his that's all silver, just to see if he'll sign it in something else. But he allows 2 per person. If you can pick these up at a good price, send them to him and get them signed. They'll just be, even if you're not a reseller, and if you're not much of a NASCAR guy, at least pretty much you can have what they say is the greatest driver, the king, in your collection. Now, switching to wrestling, I have I believe this is a 1995 wrestling magazine. This is Dr. Isaac Yankem DDS, who later became the fake Diesel, who later became Kane, and who is now the mayor of some town in, I think, Virginia. So Dr. Isaac Yankem DDS, he was Jerry the King Lawler brought him in to help him with the Heart Foundation. He was Jerry Lawler's personal dentist at 7 foot. So, but the storyline didn't really last too long. But and then the fake Diesel storyline didn't last too long. But he did pretty good as Kane for all those years. Did a couple movies that was kind of neat, where it was pretty much Kane in a slasher film. But these are actually, you cut them out or they're perforated. This one was perforated, so not an easy card to find. A lot of people have gobbled these up. I was lucky enough. He signed this one, I Yankem, but he actually did sign his real name, which I asked for, Glenn Jacobs. So that's pretty neat, isn't it? Next card is Sweet Brown Sugar. Sweet Brown Sugar, was popular in the territories. And then he became Coco Beware, a Hall of Famer in the WWF. So Sweet Brown Sugar, I always liked Coco. Coco was a fan favorite. He'd bring out Frankie the Bird. This is the second series of that set from the 1982. So, and I've gone over that before. There was two sets in 82. There was one set in 83, though. It looked like they were supposed to put out another set in 83, but they never did. Would have been interesting to see who they would have put in that set for that year. Next is the Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol. If you don't know who Austin Idol is, check him out. He was kind of a shorter Hulk Hogan. There's stories that at one time they were thinking about turning him into Hulk Hogan when Hulk left. Thing about Austin Idol is he was in a horrible plane crash. He was kind of like Flair before his plane crash, just a big, lunky, power lifter looking kind of guy. His name was Mike McCord. And then he got in that wreck and came back and was just chiseled. Met him in Dothan, Alabama. They were having a Continental Wrestling reunion. And my wife kept saying to me, because he was 70 years old, I think, or right around there. She kept asking me, she says, I want to touch his arms to see if they're real. She thought that he actually had like pec implants in his arms, because at his age, his arms were just still amazing. Nice guy. A lot of people don't say that, but the experience I had with him, he was a real nice guy. Signed everything for me, but he could have been. He actually coined the phrase Idolmaniacs before Hogan started up with Hulkamaniacs. Huge Hulk Hogan fan, but let's face it, he stole Billy Graham's gimmick, and he stole Hulkamaniacs from this guy, Austin Idol. If you've never seen Idol in a match, you can find him on YouTube. Next one I have is the Boogie Woogie Man, Gorgeous Jimmy Valiant. This is actually before he got the face tattoo across his forehead and grew the beard. He went from looking like this, being Gorgeous Jimmy Valiant, to a guy that looked like Captain Caveman. So within probably a year or two, he totally changed his gimmick and went more towards the Boogie Woogie Man and became more of a face as the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, than Gorgeous Jimmy Valiant. But got this signed. I don't even remember where I got this signed. Might have been at a paid signing, but I've got a couple of his now. If you watched my last video, this is Baron von Roski. He signed a Baron von Roski Clawmaster. This is in Series B also of the 1982 set. Not much can be said more about Baron von Roski. I've seen his name spelled differently in places. I've seen it pronounced differently. I've actually heard him pronounce it Roski and Roshka. So who knows? Man of mystery there. So, but he always kind of did that face that he's got on there. He had a website where he did the face. It was quite hilarious. But nice card of the Baron. And then this is the Rock, Don Morocco. All right, he was the original Rock in the WWF. Now this is a Series A card. You know, they're a lot harder to get, the Series A. Actually, the way I got this signed, there's a guy that lives in Hawaii that basically chases down these guys, and he told me the story that he was actually in line to watch a movie and saw Morocco and went to his car, and I guess he keeps all his cards for people to get signed in his car, and he just popped mine out, and he said he popped a couple others out and got him to sign them right there in the line to go see a movie. So, and the Don Morocco, like I said, is a Series A. And then the last but not least is I actually have this is my second cut autograph of Jimmy Carter. So got this out of a book. It was personalized, and just decided, hey, I'm just going to cut this out and just get it slab because the book was a little scrubby. And to me, they look a lot better when you got them like this. So Jimmy Carter, president, and you can tell the back is just out of a book. So kind of gives you an idea if you find a nice book that's signed and you want to go ahead and get it slabbed. You can just cut it out. These usually go for a lot more than the books, and unless you're dying to have the book on your bookshelf, it'll take a whole lot less space. So got these done. My buddy Mike, he had about 5 of these done. He had a Reggie Jackson rookie in 1976, Jim Rice, an old Vern Law, an old Bobby Shantz. I think one other one that I can't think of right now. So thank you once again for checking out the Thrifty Collector. Always happy to share things with you, kind of give you maybe some good, fresh ideas. That's the best way to do it, is look for ideas of what to collect if you're a collector, what to sell if you're a seller, or what to collect and sell if you're a seller and collector like I am. So thank you once again. Take care, and always stay thrifty.